Torence Ivy Hatch Jr., born November 14, 1982, better known by his stage name Boosie Badazz or simply Boosie, formerly Lil Boosie, is an American rapper. Hatch began rapping in the 1990s as a member of the Southern hip-hop collective Concentration Camp, eventually pursuing a solo career in 2000 with the release of his debut album Youngest of Da Camp. After leaving the label the following year, he signed with Pimp C's Trill Entertainment to release his second studio album, For My Thugs, 2002. One of the most prominent figures of Southern hip-hop, Hatch has gone on to release 13 solo studio albums, as well as 7 collaborative albums and 44 mixtapes. In 2009, Hatch was sentenced to 4 years in prison on drug and gun charges. In 2010, he was indicted on first-degree murder, and was also sentenced to 10 years on multiple charges of drug possession with intent of distribution. In 2012, he was found not guilty of murder. After serving 5 years in prison for drug charges, Hatch was released early on March 5, 2014. He is known for making homophobic and transphobic comments throughout his career, and garnered notoriety after saying he paid prostitutes to engage in sex acts with his children. Personal life. Boosie has 8 children with 6 women. He has said that he did not believe marriage was a good choice for him, because he didn't want to lose half of his fortune to his spouse in the event that he committed adultery, and has praised women who stay in a relationship with an unfaithful partner, saying he respects those women. In 2010, one of his ex-girlfriends, Walnida Dequeer, was arrested on charges related to drug distribution for attempting to smuggle illicit substances to Boosie, reportedly marijuana, codeine, and MDMA, who, at the time, was incarcerated. On March 9, 2013, it was announced that Boosie had earned his GED certificate while incarcerated. On November 25, 2015, at the age of 33, Boosie revealed he had been diagnosed with kidney cancer. That he had successful surgery to remove the cancer. Shortly after Badazz was released, Boosie revealed that he had type 1 diabetes, having been diagnosed in childhood. In April 2020, he took to Instagram to ask the public for help in locating insulin glargine, also known as Lantus, asking followers in the Jacksonville area to call him. On September 20, 2022, Boosie released Cross the Tracks, a memoir. Early life. Boosie was born Torence Hatch on November 14, 1982, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and grew up on West Garfield Street. His mother, Connie Hatch, née Givens, was a school principal whose father was a pastor. His father, Torence Hatch Sr., died in 1997. He was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes as a child. Career. Early career. Lil Boosie's cousin Yen D introduced Boosie to Baton Rouge rapper C-Lock in the late 1990s. That he was mentored by Yen Bleed and C-Lock as well as MD, and joined Concentration Camp, a rap group from Baton Rouge formed by C-Lock in the mid-90s, as the youngest member in 1998. That the group consisted of Yen Bleed, C-Lock, Happy Perez, Boo, Max Minnelli, Javon, Lee Time and Lucky Knuckles. He eventually debuted on C-Lock's 5th album, It's a Gamble, in 2000 under his old alias Boosie, and Concentration Camp 3rd studio album Camp 3, Thug Brothers, in 2000. The departure of Yen Bleed from the camp helped put Lil Boosie in a prime position amongst the group. Alongside C-Lock and Max Minnelli, he served as one of the faces of the camp. At 17 years of age, he recorded his debut album, the aptly titled Youngest of Da Camp, Camp Life Entertainment, 2000. The album production was mostly handled by Happy Perez, and featured C-Lock, Max Minnelli and Donkey. In 2001 he joined Trill Entertainment, backed by its CEO the late Pimp C of UGK. Soon after, Trill independently released the album For My Thugs under his new alias Lil Boosie in 2002. The album featured Pimp C, Yen Bleed, Webby, while he also put out his first mixtape titled Boosie 2002, Advance, featuring contributions by Max Minnelli and Pimp C. 2003 to 2005, Ghetto Stories, Gangsta Music and Warner Brothers. Later in the summer of 2003, Boosie collaborated with Webby on the album Ghetto Stories, presented by Pimp C. In 2004, the duo worked together again on Trill as Mixtape Volume 1, which also featured an appearance of Torence Badazz. In the same year, he released Trill as Mixes 2, which introduced Fat, later known as Lil Fat. He paired up again with Webby to release their second compilation album, Gangsta Music. He caught the eye of some Universal Music Group representatives. In 2004, Lil Boosie and South Coast Coalition released both sides of the track. Boosie also released a compilation mixtape titled Badazz with a few new tracks like Trill Shit. It also featured the track I Smoke, I Drank by Body Headbangers featuring Boosie and Young Bleed off their debut album Body Headbangers, Volume 1. January 1, 2005, Boosie teamed up with Lava House Records to release United We Stand, Divided We Fall. He also released Street Code with Pat Lorenzo. In 2005, Lil Boosie released Badazz, Advance, to promote Badazz. In late January 2005, Boosie signed a deal with Warner Brothers Records. 2006 to 2008, Badazz and Survival of the Fittest. In early 2006, Trill released Badazz Mixtape Volume 1 as a follow-up to Badazz Advance. In 2006, Boosie's major label debut album Badazz was released. It contained the single Zoom featuring Young Jock. A Badazz DVD followed where the rapper explained the death of his father due to drugs and his fight against diabetes. In early December 2006, the mixtape Streets Is Mine was released by Lil Boosie and DJ Drama, Gangsta Grills, featuring a guest appearance by Webby. In 2007, Lil Boosie released Badazz Mixtapes Volume 2 while together with Webby he featured on the remix of Wipe Me Down by rapper Fox. It was put on the Trill Entertainment compilation album Survival of the Fittest, which was released in 2007. In 2008, Boosie released a beginning mixtape. At Lil Boosie's 4th of July Bash party, he passed out his new mixtape, 4th of July Bash. In December 2008, Lil Boosie released Lil Boosie Presents, Da Click, which features Da Click, Hatch Boy, Loco, Quick and Bleak. In 2008, he was featured on the single Independent by Webby and was among several rappers to be featured on Out Here Grindin' by DJ Khaled. 2009, Superbad, The Return of Boosie Badazz and Badazz Entertainment. In March 2009, Boosie released The Return of Mr. Wipe Me Down as a promotion mixtape to his second major album. The Runners and V12 produced some of the mixtape. Lil Boosie again passed out an untitled mixtape at his July 4th bash. Songs from the tape eventually ended up on Da Click, Street Kings, which was released July 14th. In 2009, Lil Boosie released his second major album Superbad, The Return of Boosie Badazz. The first single from the album, Better Believe It, featured Webby and Young Jeezy. Promotional music videos for songs from the album, such as I'm a Dog and Loose as a Goose, were released. Also in 2009, Lil Boosie presented his debut label Badazz Entertainment. Lil Boosie released Thug Passion on his Badazz Entertainment label in 2009. In the summer, July, of 2009, Lil Boosie and Hurricane Chris released a mixtape titled Category 7, Bad as Hurricane. Lil Boosie also released a mixtape titled Untouchables with Lola Monroe. Lil Boosie also released a mixtape titled The 25th Hour. On an interlude on the mixtape, he speaks on his prison term. 2010 to 2012, Incarcerated. In 2010, Lil Boosie and C-Lock, his former CEO, released Unbreakable as a compilation CD. In 2010, Lil Boosie announced in prison, facing charges of murder and conspiracy, that he wanted to move forward with his career. Boosie released his fourth studio album, Incarcerated, on September 28 on Asylum Records. According to MTV News, the project is almost entirely produced by BJ, although Mouse on the track did some work on it as well. Webby, Fox and Lil Trill are among the featured guests. Lil Boosie released Gone Till December in 2010, which is a mixtape album consisting of new music. The 25th Hour tape was originally released in his hometown of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but other versions have spread around the internet. The version that he dropped featured songs like Be Careful featuring Moneybagg Dollar, I Did You Wrong feat Lil Quick, I've Been Icy, My Children, and I Ain't Mad at Cha. Other notable guest appearances include Lil Jazz, Hatch Boy, Young Giga of Badazz Entertainment, as well as Lil Trill. There are some other mixtapes floating around the internet with similar titles, so Badazz Entertainment released it as Should Have Been My Beats on Amazon, Rhapsody and others. Lil Boosie released 22504 with BG. In 2011, Quick release Hit After Hit 3 with Lil Boosie. In 2012, My Brother's Keeper was released with Moneybags and Quick. Also under investigation was released as a free download on Live Mixtapes with Ray Vicks. 2014, name change to Boosie Badazz. In January 2014, Lil Boosie spoke on his prison sentence and said, "I have about 500 songs at the moment. I feel that I'm making the best music I've ever made. The more I go through in life, the better my music gets, and it's been crazy the last 3 years. I keep my music heartfelt and stick to making real music. I wouldn't even say it's hip-hop music. My music is reality rap. Hip-hop music can make you dance and bob your head, but it can't make you cry or touch your heart like reality rap." On September 13, 2013, it was reported that judges related to his case agreed to return his hard drives and his computers. The equipment contained a lot of music he had recorded before going to jail. Jeff Weiss, who covered Boosie's trial for Rolling Stone, reported that Boosie's attorneys believed that he would be released within the next 5 months. On March 10, 2014, Boosie made his first comments to the public following his release from prison. During the press conference, he revealed his new record deal with Atlantic Records. His first single released would be Show the World with Webby. Lil Boosie was featured on Woulda Coulda Shoulda by 2 Chainz, Beat Up the Block by Duro Music, Face Down by DJ Mustard, Bees Like by Young Jeezy, Jet Fuel by T.I., Made Me Remix by Snooty Wild. In October 2014, Boosie changed his stage name to Boosie Badazz. And explained in a May 2015 interview with Noisy, "I got tired of just people, grown men, like what up Lil Boosie? No, I'm grown. It should be Mr. You know, I'm Boosie Badazz. I'm a dad, man. Just take the shit off." That's how I was feeling. Boosie Badazz is just like, more people say badass when they see me than Boosie, so I just stuck with the Boosie Badazz. 2014 to 2015, Touchdown 2 Cause Hell and Life After Death Row. In April 2014, Boosie announced that his 6th studio album Touchdown 2 Cause Hell would be released on July 15, 2014, but was later pushed back to September 23, 2014. The album would be delayed yet again, until he unveiled the track list and announced a May 26 release date on April 22, 2015. The project features 17 new tracks with guest appearances from Rich Homie Quan on the single Like a Man, Webby on the Street single On That Level, as well as Chris Brown, Rick Ross, Tia, and Keisha Cole. On October 30, 2014, Lil Boosie released his first mixtape since his release from prison titled Life After Death Row, featuring Yo Gotti, Trey Songz, Alivy, Admurda, whose name changed to Murderman for Real, and Shy Glizzy. The project was largely conceptualized by Boosie's brother and manager Torence Ivy Hatch, who serves as executive producer on the project. Life After Death Row would feature songs like I'm Coming Home and the hit No Juice, produced by Mouse, on the track. 2016, Present, Penitentiary Chances and Boopak. Boosie Badazz and C Murder announced the Penitentiary Chances joint album on January 18, 2016, via All Hip Hop. The project from the 2 Louisiana rappers was scheduled to be released April 15, 2016. All production is said to come from T-Rhythm and Money Beats Sound Trends LLC. On December 15, 2017, Boosie Badazz released his 7th studio album Boopak. 2018, Boosie Blues Cafe and Badazz 3.5. On November 22, 2018, Boosie Badazz released Boosie Blues Cafe, and on March 29, 2019, released Badazz 3.5. Bad as Music Syndicate. Bad as Music Syndicate is a record label founded by Boosie Badazz and Torence Ivy Hatch. While incarcerated, TQ suggested rebranding Bad as Entertainment due to the many invalid artists and associates that began repping Bad as and unbeknownst to Boosie. TQ felt there would be a need to re-establish the brand as a music company that would be able to sign artists in the future who were more diverse and even international. Legal issues. On October 22, 2008, Boosie was arrested after East Baton Rouge Sheriff's deputies found marijuana and a Glock in his car. Boosie pled guilty to his 3rd offense, possession of marijuana charge, on September 22, 2009, and was sentenced to 2 years in prison the next day. Judge Chip Moore doubled the sentence on November 9 after finding Boosie had violated probation while awaiting sentencing. Between his plea and sentencing, Boosie was electronically monitored and placed under house arrest. On June 17, 2010, Boosie was indicted on charges of first-degree murder of Terry Boyd. He also faced charges for 3 counts of possession with intent to distribute narcotics, Schedule 2, codeine and cocaine, Schedule 1, marijuana, 3 counts of conspiracy to commit possession with intent to distribute narcotics, and 2 counts of conspiracy to introduce contraband into a penal institution. He has stated that he is innocent of these charges. District Attorney Hilla Moore stated that the killing seemed to be over turf. If convicted, Boosie could have faced the death penalty. Prosecutors also stated that they believed the rapper may have been involved in at least 5 other murders. On June 28, Boosie entered a not guilty plea in a Louisiana courtroom. While Boosie's defense addressed the fact that the rapper has several ongoing cases, they emphasized that he is not a murderer and rested their case without bringing any witnesses. The jury in the case came to a unanimous not guilty verdict on the murder charge after less than 10 minutes deliberation. On November 29, 2011, Boosie was sentenced to 8 years in state prison after pleading guilty to the drug charges. On May 11, 2012, a jury found Boosie not guilty of first-degree murder. On December 7, 2012, his attorneys were able to argue that the drug ring charge was a setup. The informant offered to provide codeine syrup for Boosie, an admitted codeine addict, in exchange for his help. He was released on March 5, 2014. He remained on parole until 2018. On July 12, 2022, Boosie was detained during a traffic stop and cited with possession of marijuana. Controversies. In February 2020, Boosie was criticized for comments he made towards Zaya Wade, 12-year-old daughter of American basketball player Dwayne Wade, who had recently come out as transgender, with the support of her parents, among them being "Don't cut his dick off, bruh." In the same video, he went on to say that outlawing physical abuse of children gave them too much power over their parents. Also in February 2020, just days after the incident involving Zaya Wade, Boosie was asked by staff to leave a Planet Fitness in Georgia. Boosie alleged the gym's manager was hostile towards him for his comments towards Wade, but a spokesperson for the company denied Boosie's claim that a personal grudge was the reason for him being asked to leave, instead stating that the rapper had failed to comply with company policies and had harassed members of the staff. In May 2020, Boosie was criticized for a now-deleted video he uploaded to Instagram in which he spoke positively of paying an adult female prostitute to perform oral sex on his son and nephew, then 12 and 13 years old, below the age of consent in any U.S. state, and allowing his minor son to watch pornography, as he felt pornography was more appropriate for children to watch than cartoons with 2 men kissing. Previously in 2017, in a birthday post aimed at his soon-to-be 14-year-old son, Boosie bragged that he had secured his son a bad bitch to perform fellatio on him for his birthday, in a post liked by 27,000 users, though he later claimed he had been joking. After rumors spread that Lil Nas X was collaborating with Boosie, Boosie went on a homophobic rant against Lil Nas X, who is openly gay, in 2021, in which he urged Lil Nas X to commit suicide.